The world was shaken when news broke of Liam Payne's tragic death. The former One Direction member, just 31 years old, passed away after a devastating fall from a third-story balcony at a hotel in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The incident left fans, friends, and former bandmates in shock, grieving the loss of a young man whose life had been a whirlwind of fame, struggles, and ultimately heartbreak. Among those hit hardest by this devastating news was Liam's longtime friend and fellow One Direction member, Harry Styles. In a touching statement shared on Instagram, Styles poured out his emotions, describing his pain and reflecting on the bond they shared during their rise to stardom. This emotional tribute gives us a glimpse not only into Styles' grief, but also into the pressures, joys, and personal struggles that defined Liam Payne's life. Let's dive deep into this tragic story, exploring the bonds that held One Direction together, the immense challenges Payne faced after the group's hiatus, and how Styles and the world are mourning his loss. In his moving statement, Harry Styles described his feelings about the tragic loss of his friend. His words were not just a tribute to Payne's life, but also an insight into the man behind the fame. Styles began by acknowledging Payne's joy for making others happy. His greatest joy was making other people happy, and it was an honor to be alongside him as he did it, Styles shared. It's a reminder of the infectious energy Liam exuded throughout his career, the same energy that made him beloved by millions of fans across the globe. Styles also spoke of Liam's openness, his vulnerability, and his heart-on-sleeve personality. Liam lived wide open, with his heart on his sleeve. He had an energy for life that was infectious. He was warm, supportive, and incredibly loving. Payne's authenticity was something that endeared him not only to his bandmates, everyone who crossed his path. For Harry, the years spent together with Liam in One Direction will remain some of the most cherished years of his life. "I will miss him always, my lovely friend," he added, a sentence that speaks volumes about the bond that can only form when you experience the highest of highs and the lowest of lows together. But while Harry's tribute shone a light on Payne's warmth and joy, it also acknowledged the deep sorrow and heartbreak Payne's family and his young son, Bear, are now left to endure. "My heart breaks for Liam's family, his son, Bear, and all those around the world who knew and loved him as I did," Styles said, underscoring the far-reaching impact of Payne's passing. To truly understand the depth of this friendship and the gravity of Liam Payne's death, we need to rewind to 2010. It was the year when 5 young boys, Liam Payne, Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, Lewis Tomlinson, and Niall Horan, were grouped together on the UK-based singing competition The X Factor. None of them knew at the time that they were about to embark on a journey that would make them international superstars. One Direction was born out of the competition, and they quickly catapulted into stardom. Their energetic performances, combined with their cheeky personalities, captured the hearts of fans worldwide. Their chemistry was undeniable, and their rise was meteoric. With smash hits like What Makes You Beautiful, Best Song Ever, and Story of My Life, One Direction became one of the biggest boy bands of all time. The group dominated the charts, broke records, and amassed an enormous, loyal fan base. But behind the smiles, performances, and world tours, the pressures of fame were taking a toll on some of its members. Liam, in particular. One Direction's fame was overwhelming. The boys, who were barely out of their teenage years, were thrust into a world of flashing lights, constant attention, and immense pressure. For some, it was exhilarating. For others, it became an enormous burden. After the band went on an indefinite hiatus in 2016, each member tried to carve out their solo careers. For Harry Styles, the transition seemed seamless. His solo work, blending rock, pop, and folk influences, was met with critical acclaim, and he continued to shine as one of the biggest stars on the planet. Liam Payne, however, struggled. He had been open about his difficulties finding his own path as a solo artist. As a source told Page 6, Liam struggled with finding his path as a solo artist. As overwhelming as One Direction's fame could be at times, he hoped to replicate aspects of it on his own, which was unattainable, frankly. The Music Insider further revealed, Liam was really proud of the boys and all their accomplishments after the split, but he was definitely envious too. It was hard not to compare himself to them. This struggle to find his footing in the music industry, paired with the pressure to live up to the towering success of his past, weighed heavily on Payne. Despite these feelings, Liam never let his struggles show in public. He always supported his bandmates, especially Harry, who was soaring to new heights in his career. In 2020, when Harry Styles faced backlash for wearing a dress on the cover of Vogue, Liam was quick to come to his defense. "I thought it was great," Payne said during an appearance on Capitol Breakfast. "I think he's enjoying himself, and he's free to do as he wishes. And, I just think that people don't need to be so bothered about stuff." Payne's support for Harry never wavered, even as he dealt with his own battles behind the scenes. While Payne tried to maintain a public image of support and camaraderie, it was no secret that he was battling inner demons. Substance abuse had long been a problem for the pop star, and it was something that likely contributed to his untimely death. In the days leading up to his tragic fall, Payne had been staying at the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel in Buenos Aires. The circumstances surrounding his death paint a heartbreaking picture of a man in crisis. After falling from his third-story balcony, authorities found drug paraphernalia and alcohol in his room. They later confirmed that Payne was likely in a state of semi- or total unconsciousness when he fell, making the tragedy all the more painful to bear. The National Criminal and Correctional Prosecutor's Office released a statement confirming that Liam's death was caused by multiple traumas that led to internal and external bleeding. The young man, who once stood on stage to the screams of adoring fans, had met a devastating and lonely end. The news of Liam's death left fans, friends, and family heartbroken. In the days following the tragedy, Payne's family released a touching statement. "Liam will forever live in our hearts, and we'll remember him for his kind, funny, and brave soul," they wrote, capturing the essence of who Liam was, both the public figure and the private man. Harry Styles' mother, Ann Twist, also paid her respects. On Instagram, she shared a simple but poignant message, "Just a boy," alongside a photo of a broken heart. It was a somber reminder that beneath all the fame and accolades, Liam was just a young man, someone's son, someone's father, and someone's friend. Liam Payne's son, Bear, whom he shared with his former partner Cheryl, now faces life without his father. Styles, in his tribute, expressed his heartbreak for Bear and Payne's family, recognizing the profound loss they are enduring. Liam Payne's death serves as a tragic reminder of the immense pressure that comes with fame, particularly for young stars. From a young age, Payne had been thrust into the spotlight, and while it brought him adoration and wealth, it also came with a heavy burden. As his career progressed, it became clear that Payne was struggling with his mental health. He often spoke about the difficulties of managing fame, relationships, and personal happiness. In interviews, he was candid about the darker side of the music industry and the toll it took on him. Payne's battles with substance abuse were well documented, but like so many others in the public eye, his cries for help were often masked by his celebrity status. The glitz and glamour of fame can often obscure the harsh realities that lie beneath. Liam's tragic end highlights the need for better mental health support in the entertainment industry, where young stars are often left to navigate overwhelming pressures alone. For fans of One Direction, the loss of Liam Payne feels deeply personal. The band's music wasn't just a soundtrack to their teenage years, it was a source of joy, comfort, and connection. The bond between the five boys Harry, Liam, Louis, Niall, and Zayn was something special, and it transcended the music itself. Even after the band went on hiatus, that bond remained. Though the members pursued their own paths, they celebrated each other's successes and stood by one another through challenges. Harry Styles' tribute to Liam is a testament to that bond, as he spoke not just as a fellow musician, but as a friend who had shared some of the most transformative years of his life with Liam. While One Direction may never reunite, their legacy will live on through the memories they created together and the impact they had on fans around the world. And for Harry Styles, Liam Payne will always be remembered as his lovely friend, a boy who brought joy to those around him, even as he struggled to find his own. The death of Liam Payne is a devastating reminder of the fragility of life, even for those who seem to have it all. For Harry Styles, Liam was more than just a bandmate. He was a friend, a brother, and someone who brought light into the world. As the world continues to mourn, it's clear that Liam's impact was far-reaching. From the millions of fans who adored him to the close-knit circle of friends and family who knew him best, Liam Payne's legacy will be remembered as one of love, joy, and the heartbreaking struggles that came with his fame.